Hey guys, Anthony with the Rag Company, and in today's video, we're telling you everything that you need to know about Armour Detail Supply. Let's jump into it. All right guys, so we would like to officially welcome Armour Detail Supply to the Rag Company family. We're extremely excited to bring on this brand, not just for the chemicals, but also for the coatings. This is a very comprehensive line that I think that many of you are gonna absolutely love. So what we're gonna do today is go through each of the products to find what best fits your needs, while also giving a little bit of my input. If you like what I like, then me and you might be friends. So without further ado, let's jump into the sauce. So starting in an order from left to right, or my right, your left, or something like that, we're starting with Armour Detail Supply's Tire Cleaner. So this is going to be one of their, I'll call it Big Four, one of their top sellers. Tire Cleaner is absolutely amazing if you are looking for something that's dedicated to remove the browning from your tires. Let's just say you've been using silicone-based dressing that's really been building up, or let's just say you do some track use or you do some off-roading, whatever it may be. If that ingrained dirt and filth is getting stuck in your tire, look no further. This is going to be the stuff that's going to remove it. And so one of their best sellers in their line, simply spray it on. It starts working almost immediately. You can then take your favorite tire scrub brush and really agitate it. It builds a fantastic lather, rinse it off, and you're done. And then you can move on to the next step. But this was a product that really surprised me, and my best advice for using this is to use it with Armour's sprayer. So while yes, you can use it in an IK sprayer, it works fantastic, it actually is going to perform the best with this particular sprayer and the way that it kind of atomizes the product and gets it onto the surface. It's really clingy, it's really sticky, and it's gonna offer some more dwell time. So just something to keep in mind to get more bang for your buck with the tire cleaner. Now, in the process of tire cleaning, I imagine you're also going to be cleaning your wheels. So their wheel cleaner, also a fantastic product that's going to have a built-in fallout remover. We have a couple other wheel cleaners in the Rag Company lineup that do something similar, but what's different about this particular one is that it's pH balanced. What the heck? A pH balanced wheel cleaner? That has to be garbage, right? It can't work, it can't do anything. The more caustic, the better. Well, I don't know what kind of wizardry they did there, but they happened to make a pH balanced wheel cleaner that actually works. And so it's gonna have the built-in fallout remover that's gonna put on the good show, turning things purple. But what I like about this is it has some surfactants and degreasers in there that's going to actually go after some of that built up road grime in your wheels, cracks, and crevices. So this is another product that works best with the standard sprayer from Armour Detail Supply. Again, you can use it in IK, but I just feel like it works the best in this. So simply spray it on a dry wheel or a wet wheel. Just make sure it's cool to the touch, right? I don't recommend using this in direct sunlight. We've done it a couple times, but we've had the best result using it in a nice shaded area. After that, agitate it as needed. Use your favorite brushes, use a towel, whatever it may be. Or honestly, I think you'll be surprised at what this can do, even being just a touchless wheel cleaning approach. So what I also love about this, and this is just a weird Anthony thing, if I can be honest with you guys, this one smells like Japanese, like the JDM squash scent, and that just does something for me. Okay, I've said too much. Okay, so moving on. So next up in the line, we have another product that actually surprised me. So if you guys have seen the undisclosed product testing video, there was some of the Armour products that we were actually testing, and some of you smarty pants actually got it. I think that this was probably one of the giveaways, because this iron remover smells a little nutty. It smells a little cocoa nutty, if you catch my drift. That's right, they infused some coconut scent along with the thioglycolate to make it smell a little bit less like poo and a little bit more like coconut poo. It just smells a little bit less like sulfur, and it smells a little bit more coconutty, and I dig that. Now the iron remover is going to be a little bit different than other iron removers that we sell here at the Rag Company. Some of them are a little bit thicker and they kind of cling in a different way. This is going to atomize really well, again, in the Armour sprayer, and it's going to get really good coverage on the surface. So I find that this particular iron remover is a little bit more watery in my opinion, but it still has a really good dwell time, and I feel like the active ingredients land on the surface and just bam, it's almost instantaneous in terms of the result with that kind of color change and everything like that. So use this and then follow up with your favorite clay bar or clay mitt or clay sponge, and then maybe use something like a Rinseless as a clay lube, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But really just an all-around good iron remover. I have no complaints with it. I like the coconut smell. I think many of you guys will like it as well, and I feel like a little bit goes a long way. So next up, double the clean, double the fun, double that panel prep bubble gum. And I say that for a particularly good reason, because this panel prep smells like double mint gum. Seriously, when I say that, this is probably the best panel prep I've ever smelled. And you guys know I'm pretty big on scents here at the Rag Company. I'm kind of like the lead scent guy. And when I cracked this thing open and sniffed it, which I don't recommend doing too often, you might start acting a little weird. Holy smokes, dude. That smells like double mint bubblegum. It's almost identical, and it's extremely effective as well. So in our testing, when we were going through our testing process, doing some coatings and whatnot, obviously you always want to stick with the brand's panel prep product, because this is what they based their coatings on, and this is what they did their testing on to ensure longevity and all that good stuff. So when using something like an Armour Detail Supply coating, or even using maybe their spray sealant or their spray coating, you gotta use this first. And I mean that because this is what their testing is based around. So I find the flash time to be really quick, right? So it's a nice spray on, wipe off. I feel like it's not super caustic. We've used it over paint touch-up before, and it hasn't pulled off the touch-up paint, which is really nice. And so it tells me it's not as aggressive as some of the other options on the market, but it's gonna do it exactly as intended with removing any type of oils or any type of compounds or things like that that would get in the way of adhesion from the following protection. So I really just like this stuff because it's probably the most pleasurable panel prep product I've ever used. And I think that's a super niche thing to say, because generally speaking, how often are we getting like crazy and, and excited and, really, happy about paint prep? Maybe, maybe not. Sorry, I keep getting off track. But just something to think about in your next purchase, and especially if you're looking for a new panel prep product. Okay, so at the time of filming this video, we're coming up on spooky season. Seriously, it's almost Halloween. It's one of my favorite months of the year. I often think about what I'm gonna dress up as, or if Halloween's gonna interfere with SEMA this year, which it isn't, and I'm pretty excited about that. But speaking of Halloween and speaking of spooky stuff, there is a ghost in this room, and no, it's not the the scary kind of ghost, the kind that haunts your dreams, the kind that kind of whispers to you, when you're getting water in the fridge at 2 o'clock in the morning, you go, what's that? Did I just hear something? Am I crazy? Maybe it's the multivitamin I took that's speaking to me and doing weird things when I sleep. No, it's not that. It's ghost tire sealant. And yes, you're hearing that correctly. A tire sealant. This is gonna be different than a tire dressing. This is going to offer, I know that was a big ring around the thing just to get to this, but trust me when I say it's worth it, because this product is amazing. So in the past, we have had a tire coating that we've sold here at the Rag Company, and a lot of people really, really liked it. But we've never really had a long-term tire protection product that lasts as long as this tire sealant right here. And so this is gonna be different than a standard dressing. A standard dressing, you're typically gonna get, a couple weeks out of, maybe a month or two, maybe. That's stretching it on like a show car. But a tire sealant here is going to be a true sealant. It's going to bond to the rubber. Now this is gonna have a blue tracer in it, which is really cool, so you're gonna be able to see where you've applied it. But the preparation for this product is so important, and I cannot stress that enough. If you want this to stick long term, you need to use this, and you need to use a lot of this. So spray those tires down, clean them as much as you possibly can. If brown is still coming off of that tire, they ain't clean. Keep going and going and going until it's nothing but a nice white foam. Then rinse the tire, clean it, let it dry, and then it's time for this. Then it's time for the ghost to enter the room and for everybody to get super freaked out, right? And by freaked out, I mean just amazed because it's so good. That's where you're gonna take this. Apply it to your favorite applicator, do a ring around the tire, let it dwell for just a little bit of time. You're gonna see that tracer in effect, and then you're gonna knock it down with a towel, right? After you knock it down, you're pretty much good to go. That's how we've done it here, and the results have been pretty awesome. So it's gonna last upwards of 3 months, and you don't need to go through with a tire cleaner again. You don't need to do this anymore. With the tire being sealed and the product bonding to the rubber, all you have to do is like straight up take a wet towel, wipe the tire down. That's it. It's gonna look exactly the same as before, it's just gonna be cleaner now. So that's gonna be the difference between a tire coating and a tire dressing. We're gonna get to their Tire Plus dressing in just a little bit, but this definitely punches above its weight class. A little goes a long way, and this one bottle here is gonna do a lot of vehicles. Trust me when I say that. So anyways, Ghost, a new product for 2024 from Armour. I dig it, don't be scared of it. It's awesome. Okay, so another product category that has become extremely popular over the last couple of years is Decon Soap. So Armour Detail Supply has come out with their own decontamination soap that has everything in the name. It's a Decon Soap. So decontamination soap is going to have a higher pH. This is something that's going to offer more cleaning power on its own without any type of physical agitation. So this is going to differ than that of a pH balanced soap. So this is gonna have a pH of a 12, right? And this is going to be something that you can use in a foam cannon or you can use it in a bucket, but be warned, if you use it in a bucket, please, please, please wear gloves, right? You don't want to keep exposing your skin to something that's this high of a pH. So wear gloves, do whatever you can to protect yourself. But in a foam cannon, you can spray it on, let it dwell, and then rinse it off and then jump to something else. But what's nice about the Decon Soap here is that this is going to help melt off a lot of that grime, road grime, bug guts, things such as that, that let's just say your standard wash isn't gonna touch, right? And maybe you don't wanna have to bust out an additional all-purpose cleaner or whatever it may be. This is something that you can use as part of your process. Now, the Decon Soap is not something you're using every single week. That's ridiculous. That's way overkill. This is gonna be something that you're gonna use at the preparation step for a much larger detail, or it's gonna be something that you're gonna use intermittently between seasons. So let's just say you're coming out of winter time, you haven't washed your car for a month or two. This is what I would use over a pH balanced soap. Or let's just say you got done going on a huge road trip and your front of your car is like an absolute slaughter. Like you've killed so many bugs, like it's horrible. There's just like bug guts everywhere, and it's just absolutely haunting. Kind of like that ghost analogy I was making earlier, but even worse to the point where it's like, this is the real deal. This could ruin my paint. What do I do? Decon Soap is what you do. You're gonna grab this and you're gonna foam this on. You're gonna let it dwell. You're gonna pressure wash it off or rinse it off with a hose, and then you're gonna have a better chance at doing less damage to your paint in the long run. So Decon Soap, just a new category for products that are really taking off. I love it, works fantastic. Again, a little goes a long way, and I do love this in a foam cannon, and that's the way that I like to use it. All right, so we've made it to one of the other big four, Shampoo Plus. This is gonna be one of Armour Detail Supply's best sellers, and a bestseller for a good reason. First and foremost, smell check. It's a pH balanced formula that puts on one heck of a show in a foam cannon, as well as offers a ton of lubrication in a bucket. So we do have a couple great soaps here at the Rag Company. There's no denying that. Everything that we pick here is great stuff. But when we used this soap for the first time, we were all blown away with how good it performed in a foam cannon, but also just the dwell time. It had a long dwell time that just outdid a lot of other products out there, and that sheeting ability that it had, it wasn't like it was so much buildup like shaving cream, but it was like a true snow foam, and we really liked the effect that it had with actually pulling some of that dirt off the paint in that nice big sheeting way. But regardless, this with a wash mitt, right? Taking our Cyclone wash mitt and using this, do a couple squirts on the wash mitt, put it in the bucket, do a little, pressure wash that, build up some lather. The lubricity is almost instantaneous, right? You're gonna grab that wash mitt, you're gonna put it on the surface, and you're gonna go, yeah, this is nice. This feels really good. And other than that though, it's safe on coatings. There's no protection that's left behind, so you can use it on coatings, waxes, sealants, whatever. It's always gonna rinse cleanly, and we've used this in direct sunlight with no issues at all whatsoever. And so Shampoo Plus, I get it. It's more than just a pH balanced shampoo. There's something to it, and I really, really like it for that reason. I can be your hero, baby. Dun, dun. You can take my breath. Something like that, right? Enrique Iglesias, right? Big hitter. Let's talk about heroes. So this right here is Hero Rinseless Wash from Armour Detail Supply. This had quite a bit of hype around it this year. A lot of people were extremely excited about it, and you know what? The hype holds up. It's a killer rinseless wash. First and foremost, smell check. Oh, it's good. It's so good. Smell is one thing though, but how does it perform? So, rinseless wash dilutes at 256:1, pretty standard dilution, but what makes it different than other rinseless washes that we carry here at the Rag Company? What we didn't have was a rinseless that left the surface feeling slick, that also rinses out in a bucket and makes that wash media look almost like new every single time. And that's where Hero comes in. So Hero, it's gonna have a combination of a lot of the other properties that we like from other rinseless washes, but this one's big takeaway is that when you dunk the wash media into the bucket, the submerged bucket of product, this actually cleans the media probably the best out of every other rinseless that we sell. And that's what makes this one different. Now on top of that, we really like the way it feels when drying the vehicle. It offers a little bit of lubrication behind that feels really great in the drying process, but to our knowledge, it does not leave behind anything that's going to interfere with future protection. So we've topped this off with the ceramic spray right afterwards with no ill effects. We've topped this off with Amplify with no ill effects, and it's been a fantastic staple in all of our testing that we've done with the full line. So we've used this on interiors at 256:1, used it on all of the plastic surfaces, we've used this on vinyl, coated leather, things like that with no issues at all. It's been amazing. But the other big thing that was important to me during the testing process, especially for exteriors, was washing in direct sunlight. We know a lot of people out there using a rinseless wash will wash in direct sunlight, and a lot of times we're worried about whether or not that product is going to spot, right? Are the polymers in here strong enough to keep those minerals from bonding to the surface during an outdoor wash in direct sunlight? And the answer is yes. I went through all that testing personally, mixing this up at different dilutions, being 256:1 being pretty much the standard, going out in the parking lot, spraying it onto cars in 100-degree weather, and walking away. I had come back, hour, 2 hours later with just a little bit more product in a spray bottle, spray those polymer spots left behind, and they wiped away clean every single time. So personally for me, that's a big factor. Is it going to quote unquote soften that water? Is it going to keep those minerals from bonding to the surface? And the answer is yes. Is it going to clean your wash media? Yes. Is it going to feel nice when drying the car? Yes. I think we've come a long way with rinseless washes, and I think Hero is definitely a testament to that in 2024. So of course, no detailing line post 2021 is complete without the word ceramic in something. And there is of course a ceramic something in the Armour Detail line. So we're gonna pull out the ceramic spray sealant. So this is going to be their dedicated spray sealant in their line that's going to offer up to 6 months of protection, and sometimes even longer depending on your prep steps. So this is something that's going to rival some of the other spray sealants that we have here at the Rag Company, but the difference here is that I've almost enjoyed using this more as a standalone than try to use this as a drying aid. You can use it as a drying aid and it will work quite well, but again, you're always gonna be risking clogging your towels, clogging your drying towels, and it just means you're gonna have to dunk those and soak them in more rags to riches. If you don't wanna do that, I totally get it. And if you're going to use this as a standalone, I think that's where you're gonna get the most benefit. So in the times that we've been testing this, every time we've pulled in a car, we've cleaned it, deconned it, done all that jazz, and then we've gone through with the panel prep product. So we'll go through, spray the panels down, clean everything up, remove any residual oils, compounds, whatever, and then we will do a dry application of this. And the application is pretty simple. We just spray it onto the surface, do a spray into our towel, spread it in, let it just kind of set for a quick second, and then follow up with a secondary towel, knock it down, and voila, we're done. So this is gonna leave behind some slickness, it's gonna feel really good, it's gonna add a lot of depth to the paint, it's gonna look really glossy, but again, it's something that you're not gonna use all the time, right? So I don't recommend using this every single week. There's another product designed for that. This is gonna be something that you're gonna use every few months, every 6 months. It's something that you can also use on other things, right? Such as windows, maybe it's chrome, maybe you wanna use this on the wheels. You can do all those different things. It's gonna have some anti-static properties to it. Again, more gloss, more depth, and just a longer term protection. And honestly, the hydrophobic properties of this being just a spray sealant are pretty good as well. So definitely something to consider with getting into something ceramic in 2024. Okay, so out of the big four, which I suppose there could be a big five if we include Hero now into the mix, but now we're jumping into one of the other more popular products, and that is Amplify. This is going to be their SiO2 quick detailer. And this stuff, let me tell you, it's good to have competition. I like competition. I like something that's definitely going to take things to the next level and maybe cause some other brands to think, shoot, they're doing some pretty cool stuff. And that's exactly what Amplify is. So this is going to be the product that if you want to use every week, every 2 weeks, every wash, this is what you're gonna use. This is gonna be the stuff that's gonna add slickness, it's going to add gloss, it's going to make the drying process better. So this would be my drying aid option, right? I'm not gonna pick the ceramic spray sealant. I'm going to pick Amplify as my drying aid. I'm also gonna pick this as my standalone spray before going to a car show. If I'm looking for a gloss enhancer, something that's gonna add more depth, slickness, and just have that wow factor, this is gonna be it. What I also like about this is it has really good anti-static properties, and I do mean this. This is not a dust magnet by any means. It's actually very anti-dust, and my cars have stayed cleaner for longer and with my personal use using this. So quick smell check, because we all know quick detailer has to smell good. Oh, it's good. It's good. Yeah, you won't get sick of that. You'll enjoy spraying that, and you're gonna enjoy spraying it pretty often. So Amplify, pretty awesome stuff. Now, we've talked about the ghost in the room. We've addressed the ghost, but what about maybe the friendly, shorter term ghost? That's not even really a ghost, but more of like a yellow banana that has a personality and maybe a face on it. And it says, hey man, what about me? I'm over here. Do you want to pick me up sometime? I go, I think I do. And I walk over and I grab this bottle and I go, ah, that's what that is. It's Tire Plus. Quick smell check here. Yes, as you can imagine, it does smell like bananas, but not really like not like a fresh banana. It smells kind of like a banana, like Runt, right? Like the candy banana. So if you're into that kind of thing, I think you're really gonna dig this. So this right here is going to be a combination of water-based polymers. It's going to have some silicone in it. It's gonna have some acrylics in it. It's gonna have a combination of different things to obviously offer some shine to your tire. Now, Tire Plus, is it just for tires? No, you can use this on other rubber trim, you can use this on plastics, you can really use this on anything that's textured in black or even smooth in black, and you're gonna have a really good finish left behind. So really easy to apply. Again, highly recommend using the tire cleaner first, giving those tires a really good scrub, and then taking this, spraying it onto an applicator, and then applying it on the tire. Now, something that we noticed in testing is that Tire Plus offers a little bit more shine than some of the other options that we have here at the Rag Company. Now, that shine can be knocked down, but we've also done the thing where we spray the tire, we let it soak, we let it dwell, and then we come back through with a towel and we go, dang, that's some show car tire stuff right there. And so it's not gonna be glazed donut by any means, but it's definitely gonna have a little bit more of that oomph if you're looking for something that's gonna have more pop. But again, not just for tires, that's why the Plus is there. It's gonna be used for many other things, such as trim, such as rubber, seals, you name it. Tire Plus is gonna be safe on that. All right, so let's talk about adapting. I think as humans, we all need to adapt to certain things in life, right? Well, maybe you pick up a product called Adapt. So Adapt is going to be their SiO2 waterless wash. This is gonna be the product that you're gonna throw into the trunk, or it's gonna be the product that you throw into the glove box. You go on a road trip, you get a bunch of bug guts, you get bird droppings, whatever it may be, you take this out, you give it a couple sprays with an amazing atomizer. Okay. Oh, it got on my skin. That's okay. It smells really good. I'll take it. This is going to be their answer to a waterless wash. But the difference here is that this is going to offer a little bit of protection, and it's also going to have some UV inhibitors in there. So how I like to use this and how we've been using this is like we would with any other waterless wash. It's either in the car for a road trip situation or a car show situation, or we're going to use this as a pre-treater for our rinseless wash. So let's just say we're about to do a Hero rinseless wash, and we need a little bit more cleaning power. Me and Levi are gonna take this, and we're gonna spray the lowers of the vehicle, let that dwell. It's gonna offer a little bit more lubrication down there, and then we're just going to continue with our wash. This isn't gonna stain the surface, it's not gonna dry on the surface, it's not gonna cause anything like that, but it is going to start breaking down and emulsifying and getting that dirt lifted off the surface for us to come back through with our rinseless, whether we pre-spray it or not. So adapt to your surroundings, adapt to humidity, adapt to dryness, and just get behind something that smells good and it's fun to use. Quick smell check. It's like a mango sensation. So we've made it to the end of the maintenance line. And we've saved one of the 4 horsemen of the Armour apocalypse for last. Pilot. This was the product that sold me on the line. So what makes Pilot different from other interior cleaners out there? Well, oftentimes, the more lather, the more detergents that are being left behind, and the more stickiness that's going to be left behind on door panels and seats and things like that. I got tired of the stickiness, right? I got tired of using a cleaner and being like, why do my hands feel that way, right? So I've been looking for something that was a combination of maybe a cleaner and something that offered UV protection, right? Then I found this. And this has interior cleaning ability. It can build up a lather. It doesn't feel sticky. It leaves behind UV inhibitors, and it also encapsulates odors as well. What the heck? That's literally everything I've been looking for, like forever. This is it, Pilot Interior Cleaner. You use it by spraying it onto the surface, taking your Detail Factory brush, agitating it, building a lather if you choose to do so, or you just spray it onto the surface, take your microfiber towel, and knock everything down. This is going to keep the UV protection, keep things from fading in your interior. It's not gonna get sticky, it's not gonna get greasy. It's going to look exactly as it should from factory, a nice OEM flat matte finish, but you're gonna get the benefits of having something that can do a little bit of everything. So we actually did a lot of testing on Alcantara with this product because I have a couple Alcantara bits in my vehicles, and those are always like a sensitive thing, right? Well, this we've been using, and I go, holy smokes, Alcantara looks amazing, smells good, and it just feels good. It's not sticky. I love it. You can use it on literally everything. That's how it was designed, right? They don't have a dedicated glass cleaner in the Armour Detailing lineup because this is also something that can be used on interior glass, and it's tint safe. Definitely gonna be one of our best sellers. All right, so now to get to the hidden three. Now, a fun fact about Armour Detail Supply is that they were a coating company first. So let's talk about the Armour Detail Coating. So this is going to be their quartz-based coating. Opening this bad boy up right here, you are going to get your applicator card in here. It's gonna have that, very fancy with instructions. You are going to get an applicator. We don't make this, so just saying, you might wanna get some rag company applicators. Wink, wink to the audience. Pearl pucks are great. Our ultra applicators are awesome as well. Or you can just use this, that's fine. We're not mad, it's okay. And then in here, we have our quartz coating. This is definitely going to go on a lot thicker, and the application process is going to be different from our other coatings. But what I like about this is that not only is it going to have the hardness and it's going to have the solid content that we're looking for, but it's going to have great hydrophobic properties, and the longevity is there. So this is going to be a 3-year coating that Armour has actually been in the process of before the company was actually launched in 2022. So the 3 years has been proven at this point, which is awesome, right? Not a lot of other coating companies can say that out the gate, but it has been proven with Armour. And a quartz-based coating is just gonna be something that feels different. It's gonna be something that looks different. I feel like it has a really nice warm glow to it. But again, this is something that you might want to do a test spot first, right? Don't bite off more than you can chew. The application is going to look different. Obviously wear gloves. Use your favorite applicator. Not that one. Use a good applicator from theragcompany.com. So next on the coating list is going to be the Armour wheel coating. So this is going to be probably one of their more talked about products in their coating line. There's a little bit of popularity around it, and a lot of people like it because, again, it's going to be a quartz-based coating that's going to be rated for a very high temperature. And so as far as the application goes, it's going to be, in my opinion, I think about the same as their paint coating. Their pro coating, obviously a little bit harder, but their wheel coating is something that any enthusiast can do. 30 mils is what you're getting inside this, which is going to be enough for 4 wheels. And in our testing, we've done the coating on 18-inch wheels, 17-inch wheels, and we've had plenty to do both the barrels and the faces of the wheels. And so if you actually go through a whole 30 mil on like a set of like 17-inch faces and barrels, you're using far too much. Use less coating. So applicator inside here as well. Not ours, but I will support them. I'm just saying that this probably isn't it, but it will work and it will get the job done. Just saying. So as far as using this, again, you have to use their paint prep product. Paint prep those wheels, get them as clean as possible. Go through with the wheel cleaner, right? It's going to help break down all that stuff. Go through with the tire cleaner just because you want to clean tires too, right? Get everything clean. Then paint prep it, and then prepare yourself for the wheel coating. But you definitely want to wear gloves with anything coating related. There are no gloves in the box, so make sure you stop by your local store and just get some rubber gloves and you should be good to go. Now, as far as longevity of the wheel coating, it is rated for over a year. They're saying about 15,000 miles. So for me, that's gonna be like a couple years. It's always gonna depend on what you put those wheels through, how you're washing them and how you're maintaining them. But you should notice those hydrophobic effects at least lasting over a year. So just count on that. All right. So last but not least here in the Armour Detail Supply line is something that's brand new for 2024. And that is going to be Phobic, their spray applied coating. Now this is something that's pretty cool. It's gonna come in this sweet little baggie. We're gonna open that up. We're going to, I don't have nails. Got it, we're good. I just needed a minute there. All right, so Phobic spray applied coating. Oh, that looks awesome. Dude, that's a cool looking bottle. So a spray applied ceramic coating. This is something that we have never had at the Rag Company, not something to this extent. Now we've had spray sealants, we've had other types of, we'll say they're spray coatings, but they're part of a professional line and technically they weren't available to the public. It's a whole thing, but this is available to the public. And this is going to offer 2 years of hydrophobic goodness. Now, probably the closest comparable that we would have here at the Rag Company, I'm gonna say XOV5 probably, but XOV5 is a standard drip applied coating. This is going to be spray applied, and you are gonna get 2 sprayers in here because chances are this is gonna be used for your first application, and after that, this sprayer is gonna be no good no more, right? Toss that. Keep this as a backup for your second application. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're gonna be able to do multiple vehicles with Phobic, at least based on our testing and how much we've used. Again, a little bit goes a long way, and in my opinion, this is going to be easier to use than their Armour quartz-based coating that we're gonna sell. So great for people that are getting into coatings or are looking for hydrophobic behavior that's gonna be greater than that of a spray sealant, and of course, longer term. So same thing, prep is everything, right? Use the Decon Soap, clay the car, get everything off, iron decontamination, polish it if you wanna polish it, and then you're gonna go through, wear gloves still, get an applicator or a towel, however you wanna do it, spray it onto the surface, spread it in evenly, and then have a secondary or third towel to knock everything down. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Try to work in about this big of a section at a time, and then just work your way around the vehicle. Safe on trim, safe on side glass, safe on almost everything exterior, even wheels as well. If you're looking for a quick wheel coating job, this is definitely gonna be the one for you. So this is it, guys. Armour Detail Supply, a new brand here at theragcompany.com. I'm pumped, dude. I'm thrilled. Head now to theragcompany.com. Links below in the description. Go do that. And while you're down there, looking around, perusing, right? Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button because you love this video and you love this content and you love to see it and you want to see more of it. Stay tuned for more videos right here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.